Hello everyone, welcome back to the learning series, Certification and Assessment for Employee Experience. This learning is brought to you by HR Success Talk, a global HR community with more than 125,000 members across the world. So employee experience, you might have seen other modules as well. In this module, we are going to look at employee experience, and how to measure and improve the employee experience. Just a recap on what is employee experience and what are the factors or environments affecting the employee experience. The sum total of all transactions that envelops what an employee has encountered, observed, or felt over a course of their employment within the organization. This is not only during their employment, but prior to their employment and after their employment. Say during the search of job for this organization, during the employment, during the employee life cycle, as well as after the separation from the organization. One more interesting statistic I want to show you is of a survey of more than 500 HR leaders, 92% of the HR leaders mentioned that employee experience is a top priority in this year. What is a balanced experience, employee experience model? So there are 6 tenets in which the employee experience model is being explained. So employees look for meaningful work, a hands-on management who is very close, the leadership is very close to the achievements and success, a productive and positive environment, growth opportunities for the talent, where the employees have trust in the leadership, and with the pandemic, health and well-being is also a major tenet in the employee experience model. What are the business impacts? With employee experience, the employees get more engaged with organization and the job. With this, the impact becomes better customer satisfaction, better productivity, profitability, and talent retention. Everything goes up with the employee experience. So for details on these topics, please refer to the previous learning sessions. How to improve the employee experience? There are 3 environments in which the employee experience is based out of. The first one is a physical environment where the employee is actually working. The actual space in which he is connected, the tools and resources he or she has, the leadership he connects with. The second one is the cultural environment wherein the feeling of employees get with working with your organization. How is the peers behaving? What is the culture prevailing in this organization? And third one is, what is the technological environment with which the organization operates? The tools they get to get their job done. Is it technologically enabled? Are they getting a better experience, or are they still struggling with limited technology? So these are some of the environments in which employee experience can be improved. While measuring the employee experience, there are 2 things to be considered, which are the lead indicators and the lag indicators. This is not a new concept. There are a lot of explanations on the lead and lag indicators. Just to give you a preview, lag indicators are those indicators in which the action has already happened. We are understanding what happened. Whereas lead indicators give us advanced inputs or something which can predict the future. So this is the difference between the lead and the lag indicator. Even in employee experience, we can look at lead and lag indicators. So how to measure the employee experience? There are 2 methods again, the quantitative methods with which the numbers are being identified, and the second one is on a qualitative basis. where more detailed, explanatory, and discussion-based qualitative data is collected. While we look at the sources of data for measuring employee experience, what could be the different sources? The first source itself is the employee himself or herself, where we collect information, data, the perceptions, because employee is the key in the employee experience. It's about his or her feeling, his or her emotions, his or her perceptions about the transactions which happen within the work environment. The second best person is manager, the source of data. There are a lot of peers associated with the employee. The peers include the co-workers, the vendors, the suppliers, the customers, all of this. Productivity reports, how much the employee is increasing productivity or discounting in their productivity. Is there any trend which we can see? The productivity is changing. Engagement service, hiring dashboards, how many people are getting attracted with your organization? Are people coming to your organization? Is the best talent in the market coming to your organization and asking for a job? So those things we can look at. Stay interviews, how many employees are willing to say about this organization and want to stay longer. The learning methods, the technology adoption, the town halls and meetings, the leadership criteria, the diversity and inclusion statistics, the customer complaints, the benchmarking data with industry counterparts, and the use of appropriate employee experience platforms. So there are different sources of data, and it's important to understand how deep you want to go to this employee experience. So it's always important for the organization to understand what does its employees require, what does that its employees expect in terms of employee experience on each of the checkpoints in their employee life cycle. So let's go into one by one in detail. So some of the metrics for the employee experience are measured here. So there are a total of 12 employee matrices in which we can measure the employee experience in detail. The first one is employee satisfaction and employee engagement, which is not a new concept, where we have been conducting a lot of employee satisfaction surveys and employee engagement surveys, where we collect feedback from the employees on the valuable insights they have on the policies, on the organization structure, on the organization strategy, and things like that. So employee engagement short pulse surveys would give us better insights on how do we do it. The second one is on the employee engagement, is more on conducting quick feedback sessions. How do they like about a new policy or a new platform which is implemented, some changes which has happened, the new tools which are introduced. Third important one is the employee net promoter score. This is called ENPS. NPS is not a new concept. NPS is again which is derived from the customer behavior, consumer behavior, and the customer experience branding concepts. So net promoter score is nothing but how much the person is willing to promote your brand without being asked for or without being compensated for. So when an employee is ready to say about your organization without being asked for, will your employee promote, will your employee recommend your organization to their network and say that, oh, this is a great company to work for, come and join us. That's what is called the net promoter score. And with the ENPS, we'll be able to benchmark our results against the industries as well. Employee productivity is again a lag indicator wherein we get to know only after the productivity has dipped. But again, we can look at the trend on the decrease in the productivity if it is happening, and take appropriate necessary actions. Employee wellness, this is a wonderful tool. This can be a lead indicator as well, wherein the employees' health reasons are being addressed, periodical health checkups, appropriate timely counseling sessions with doctors, learning opportunities and interacting sessions, say taking care of women health, their family support and things like that. So if the organization is designing the right policies for taking care of the employee wellness, so it's not about the physical wellness or absence of diseases, it's about their overall wellness and their mental wellness as well. So mental wellness today's time, we know that work from home has given a lot of challenges, a lot of mental pressures, when stress levels are very high. So how can the organization address these in terms of employee wellness? So that will give the organization a better employee experience. Employee retention rates, how many people are staying in your company, what is the attrition numbers, what is the turnover in the organization. These can be lag indicator. Recruitment, how many people are approaching your organization to close for employment. So the quality and quantity of applications, what is the productivity of new joiners? Those are some important matrices which we can look at for measuring the employee experience. Employee absenteeism, vacation days used. So do you see a trend in the employee absenteeism? Are employees getting or taking unauthorized absence or unplanned absences in your organization? Then that's a time to check your employee experience checkpoints. Are we doing everything right? Is there any challenge which the organization can address so that employees can do away with the unplanned absence? Vacation days used, definitely with the vacation employees come with lesser stress levels and more productivity. So that is, and again, a lead indicator wherein are employees taking appropriate breaks during their employment. One of the important thing I want to mention is on the employee rating websites like the Glassdoor, the PayScale, and there are a lot of websites which help organizations understand the employee feelings. So these are some nuggets wherein which we can take a pulse from the employees and understand if we are doing it right. The workplace environment and feedback provision. Can employee give feedback? What should I do? Should I mean, without getting exposed or without getting victimized, can I give a feedback to the organization? Do you have suggestion boxes involved, or do you have a system wherein employees can put in their feedback without getting retaliated? What are the different workplace environments which or what workplace engagement activities which are there? So sorry, these are different ways with which the employee experience can be measured. Now let's look at how can we improve the employee experience. I'm a big fan of the design thinking, and design thinking is the way to look at improving any process or any policy in the organizations. So the design thinking helps us take it scientifically, improve it and measure it, and then again take it to the cycle. So empathize with, understand the needs and the problems of the employees. What do they want on the different checkpoints? How can we analyze and define the problems, think of possible solutions, create some prototype, test it, and again this becomes a cycle. In my opinion, every organization should create this employee journey map with which each checkpoint or each particular transaction of the employee is monitored, is being looked at, and a proper employee experience is delivered at each of these checkpoints. This is a wonderful insight. You can go to the link which is mentioned there, thefutureorganization.com. So this concept of the 3 environment model is created by Mr. Jacob Morgan. So they have created a series of, there are around 252 organizations which are rated. They have created an index on employee experience. So you can see some of the top global top companies which are high on employee experience. You can see the regular names there, the Facebook, the Google, Apple, LinkedIn, Airbnb, and the likes. So if you see, most of these are tech companies, and it's not that the tech employees only are engaged. It's about the technology adoption, which is a major sphere in the environment. So most of the organizations look at the physical environment and the cultural environment, but they miss out the technological or one of these. So the technological environment is very critical. And these are some of the additional references you can refer to for more details on employee experience. With this, I would like to close the session. Always treat your employees exactly as you want them to treat your best customers. If you treat your employees better, if you treat your employees right, they will definitely take the customer experience to the next level. Wishing you good luck. Happy learning. Bye-bye.